Hey, WokeNFree Nation. Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice.
For the first time in the history of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening.
You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, or even one of your favorite celebrities. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud.
And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, WokeNFree, is there too.
Now let's get into the episode. Hi, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 303rd episode of WokeNFree. If you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. This week, very interesting topic. We are diving into 10 life-changing music lyrics that will blow your mind. But before we dive deep into the subject, a couple of things to ask you. First, have you gone to WokeNFree.com not only to listen to this episode, thank you, but to download it through the Podbean app? If not, please do that immediately. If you have the app, then you can put in your comments, and then you can tell us if you agree with these 10 life-changing music lyrics, or if you have alternatives that you want to shout out and share with us and the rest of the world. We want to hear it all, so make sure you do that. Now, if you listen to podcasts on a device where you can't put another app on, that's a little bit sad, but that's okay. It's okay. Go to WokeNFree.com, go on the listen tab, and then pick your platform of choice where you will listen and follow and subscribe to the show. So WokeNFree is on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. It's a WokeNFree world. Where most podcasts are consumed, you will find the show. So you shouldn't have a problem there. Now, on WokeNFree.com, you can also click to subscribe to follow the show through the Podbean app. And on social media, would love for you to engage and follow along on our social media conversations on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokeNFree. And then lastly, if you have 90 seconds, which is more of a statement, less of a question, because you do, we would love for you to go to WokeNFree.com, go in the listen tab, and then pick your platform of choice where you're going to review the show. Kicking it to you, Khalil.
That's great. Before starting this conversation, how about we share a little bit about ourselves? This week, let's ask, does the perfect chili require beans?
So I'm definitely not an expert on chili. I would say for the times that I've eaten chili, most of the times I believe it's always had beans. But to answer the question, the perfect chili require beans? I'm actually going to say no. I don't think it requires beans. I think it's just a very common practice in putting it in there and really having people enjoy themselves in the bathroom. Okay, not enjoy themselves. But what do you think?
Well, I tend to agree with you. I don't think chili needs beans, but I know the chili experts would disagree with us most likely and say, of course it does, because it always has it. But I don't know. I think if you take away the beans, you can have a better night after having the chili.
Yes.
So that's well, the smells may be better. I can't comment on that, but at least your night won't go as expected if you had all them beans in there. So I think the perfect chili just needs the perfect amount of heat in it.
Lovely.
And if you put in the correct amount of heat, that could be life-changing actually for your chili. And it could actually blow your mind actually having the perfect chili without the beans and the right amount of heat.
Okay.
There may be 10 ways that you can actually spice up your chili to make it the actual perfect type of thing.
Sloppy as cake. Yeah, it's good.
And on that note, let's talk about 10 life-changing music lyrics that will blow your mind.
Hey, get it. All right, so we'll break it out 5 and 5. And so my 5, and again, we want to share that we'll probably be able to do this episode again. These are 10. It's not the all-time 10. Are there other lyrics that could be considered or shared? Absolutely. But here are 5 that mean a lot to me. So first, out of the gate, we have Barbie Girl by Aqua. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life isn't plastic. It's fantastic. You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation.
Wow, you know
Yeah,
you had the song down pat there. I thought you were
exactly.
about to sing the whole thing.
Exactly. So all of our lyrics will come from sources that you will be able to find in the episode notes at wokeandfree.com.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
I really like that song because it's just so it just reminds of us of our us growing up as 80 babies, and like this song I think came out in the 90s.
Yeah, that was still
Yeah.
90s, was
And
later
it just,
90s.
I don't know, every time I hear that song, I just think back of like, yeah, like when we were, I guess, in junior high, maybe when that came out, or elementary, I can't remember. But
Yeah. Hmm.
it was a time in our life where it was popular and it was just significant. It's like nostalgia for me. So I love that song. And then also, I just think the irony of thinking through life around image and how obsessed we are as a society around looks is why I really love that song, because it's just a reminder that it's foolishness and
I think.
there's more to life than how you look, and there's more to life than being with Ken and being a Barbie. So there you go. Next
Yeah, it
song.
was 1997,
Oh, okay,
so
classic.
late
So then
90s.
we were 11, I guess. So we were going
I had to
in
be junior high then,
junior
right?
high then, yeah,
Yeah.
junior high. Cool. All right. So next one is Spice Girls, Wannabe. If you want to be my lover, you got to get with
Yeah.
my friends. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends. If you be my lover, you have got to give. Taking is too easy, but that's the way it is. So again,
Wow, good job.
thank you, more nostalgia, but again, thinking through some of that language. Make it last forever. Friendship never ends. If you want to be my lover. So again, women having the ability and the confidence to say what they want and to tell people just like what are their boundaries, what excites them, what friendship looks like, what love looks like. I think it was feministic in a pop-ish type of way, and again more nostalgia because who didn't love the Spice Girls? Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
they were a
Yes,
phenomenon for
everything
the
to
time.
Scary Spice. Like, oh my gosh, so amazing. So there's that. Next is I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. So definitely not going to sing this one. I'll read it. And I will always love you. I will always love you. You oh.
Wow,
So
even you speaking it sounded like a song though.
exactly.
It was
Exactly.
very touching.
I know what you want. Yep. So
That touching song to be sung by you again.
thank you. So again, one of my greatest regrets in life, and I don't like to live with regret, but sadly, a lot of times we do, was never being able to meet Whitney Houston to tell her just how much I loved her and how much her music meant to me and will always mean to me. And I will try to teach our son just how incredible and wonderful Whitney Houston was. But I love this song because if you follow me on social media or any of the stuff that I write and create content on, you know that love is a prominent theme in my content consumption, from film to books to music. And I just, because I think love is just such a powerful force in our lives, of self love to the love we have with our partners to the loves that we have with our friends. It's just love is everything. And I feel like it's I don't know, like in a day, love, you should be thinking about love or expressing love probably at least 50 to 75% of your day. So for me at least, that's my perspective. So a song around love, and I think one arguably could say this is one of the best love songs ever made.
Oh wow.
Then that had to make my list. And then next, you'll love this one, "Lose Yourself" by Eminem.
That's a good one.
Look, if you had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or just let it slip? So really like this because one arguably could say Eminem is one of the greatest rappers of all time, and I know that
Yeah,
could
it's
be argued,
debatable, yeah.
but
There's definitely
I would put him
people
on the
who
list
rank
for
them as
sure.
that, yeah.
Tupac and Biggie are on the list too, so don't freak out over there. Uh, but I like this. I like these lyrics because again, life is really short, y'all, and if you aren't waking up and taking your shot and trying to take risk and go after what you want, even if you fall, even if you miss that shot, you'll always miss the shot if you never take it. So I just really thought that that was just a powerful opportunity to just always say, "Hey, I gotta shoot my shot. I gotta try." And then I'm gonna end my with my five with classic. Tupac, Dear Mama. Because through the drama, I can always depend on my mama. And when it seems that I'm hopeless, you say the words that can get me back in focus. When I was sick as a little kid, to keep me happy, there's no limit to the things you did. And all my childhood memories are full of the all of the sweet things you did for me. And even though I act crazy, I gotta thank the Lord that you made me. There are no words that can express how I feel. You never kept a secret, always stayed real. And I appreciate how you raised me and all the extra love that you gave me. I wish I could take the pain away. If you can make it through the night, there's a brighter day. Everything will be all right if you hold on. It's a struggle every day, gotta roll on, and there's no way I can pay you back. But my plan is to show you that I understand. You are appreciated. Like, literally, I always get to tears on the
You
song, A,
are
because
appreciated.
I miss Tupac always. And I just think that the love that a mother and a son share is incredibly moving. It has changed my life, and I think that I mean, so many of the lyrics that Tupac had was incredibly moving. But for this, again, just the idea of what mothers do to create life, to nurture life, to mentor, to love, to coddle, to create safe space is incredible. And as being a mother, like I said, has changed my life. This song will always be even more meaningful to me now that I have my beautiful KJ. So oh, that was a lot, but I hope that everyone got something out of that. Onto you, Will.
About you reading the lyrics. Like,
Oh
oh,
yeah, oh yeah. I know. I'm sorry. I'm not a rapper in my
you
day
didn't
job.
read it to the you didn't read it to the beat or
No,
rap it. I guess it would be
no,
called
I did not
rapping.
do that, and
Yeah,
that's where I sit with that.
because how you said it, it sounded like a paragraph.
Oh,
I didn't
lovely,
realize it was the song actually.
lovely.
Well, it was good because I'd never heard
Oh,
it in that.
you telling me I ruined the
You didn't ruin it, but I've never seen it in that light before. It was a great
oh
way to shine it because I've never. Like, yeah, I've always thought of it
well,
in the rap term.
that's stuff. So.
Okay.
I struggle with learning how to rap, and I will continue my journey and try
Well,
better.
yeah, I mean, it's possible to learn. You just got to keep trying. It's
Yes,
I don't know. I don't think it's that.
definitely not Eminem today.
Yeah. Now, actually, writing the rap that could be a bit harder, but
Okay.
for
It's
speaking
here
it,
right here.
okay. But of course, we're talking about life-changing lyrics, so
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of songs that have like life-changing lyrics, but I think rappers they really focus on their lyrics, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick to rap songs for my
How
top
will you be
five.
rapping since you came for me?
Of course I am.
Cool. So
But
I hope
my
all your
lyrics,
ears don't sound right.
my I mean, my lyrics aren't gonna be. I don't have that long amount of lyrics that you had
Like
from
dear
the
mama.
last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine are more, but just about the short tidbits that they
Okay,
have.
let's see
But
it.
sometimes the songs.
Looking forward to this magic.
Yeah, sometimes the songs have more. Like the last song, I'll mention. Like I can't mention all the lines from that song, but
Okay.
that had more lyrics, and I'm not rapping that whole song. So
Okay.
the first one is by the Notorious B.I.G.
Hey.
And yeah, if you a '90s baby or '80s baby, you're probably gonna. I don't know. Maybe '90s babies know
Mm-hmm.
this. I think so.
Yeah.
But the
Should.
Mo Money, Mo Problems, like
Hey.
that was crazy. That was junior high too. I remember that
Yes,
when
I remember that song
they
too.
would play that. We would go crazy. We went crazy for that song. When I mean, we still do. When the beat comes on, we
Yeah.
know when that beat drops. You're like, it's
You
on.
better get it. Yes.
So Biggie's line from there. I mean, I thought that was cool. I mean, it's nuts. I'll say it. BIGPOPPA, no info for the DEA. Federal agents mad cause I'm flagrant. Tap myself and the phone in the basement. My team supreme, stay clean. Triple beam, lyrical dream. I be that cat you see at all events bent. Gats in the holsters, girls on the shoulders. What? You know, that is nuts. Like BIG was so cool.
Good effort.
I
Shall you do?
didn't have the beat, and I haven't rapped this in a while. So,
Okay.
but look, see, I was still at least. I'm not saying I was rusty. I'm not saying rusty, but I'm saying at least
The competition continues.
no, I'm
Yes.
just saying I kind of pervade the essence of what the song was. Like if you were playing the beats, you would figure out, oh, that's what the beat is for that
You
song.
are so competitive. It's ridiculous.
I'm saying you can match my lyrics with the beat. Good. If they played the Dear Mama beat, they wouldn't know that was what you were talking.
My rendition was beautiful, and
No,
that's
like,
where I
it was
sleep at
great. It
night.
was a different light. I'm not mad at it. I'm just saying it was definitely different. I didn't
You
realize.
absolutely hated what I did. Please put it in the comments. And if you
I
absolutely
never said
loved it,
that.
please put that in the comments. And if you didn't
Yeah, the
care either way,
rendition.
put that in the
Yeah,
comments.
the rendition
There
was
we
different.
go.
It was really it was good.
Fantastic. Thank
So
you.
look how Big touches on so many things here. He's talking about the government in here. He's talking about how he's living. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here, and this is just a part of the lyrics. Like if you listen to his full verse,
Oh,
you
it's
know, you got a
wild.
lot of stuff
So
going on
cool.
here. And I'm not saying this is one of his best, but this is like a memorable thing to
Oh,
me
yeah. Nostalgia for sure.
because
Shout
this
out
so the song is memorable. And
Biggie.
oh, is this the song too? I think if I should have put that in, but I didn't want to just do big up to us. But he mentions Penn State in this too.
Yes.
I mean, the line that he says is kind of messed up, but it's still Penn State is in there. I'm just going to
Hey,
mention
get
that.
it, get it,
So
get it.
listen to this song if you haven't heard it, because you might be a 2000s baby. I don't know what they're called, but whatever generation that is, you may have not even
Yeah.
heard this song, but you need to listen to it. It's a little different for you.
Mm.
The next song is a Tupac song,
Hey.
and it's Changes. I thought was has some light changing lyrics, and the reason that I'll just say the lyrics and then go into why it's changing.
Mm-hmm.
Now this one, I'm trying to remember. I
Exactly.
know I'm thinking of the beat for it.
It's
All right, and all because it's kind of because the beat's quicker than the last one. That's all I was. All right, and although it seems heaven sent, we ain't ready to see a black president. Like that's definitely a life changing lyric because I remember when he said that, and I remember when the lyric became untrue. So talking about that, we were not ready for it, and it happened.
I
We
know.
had our black president,
Barack
and I
Hussein
laughed
was
at
like, I
people.
wish you would.
Yeah, Barack said, "I got you, Tupac. Hold
I
my beer."
got you.
He said,
I got
"He
you.
said right here, hold my beer.
For you.
I'm gonna
I'm
do
waiting
this."
for every time I see some
Yeah,
color.
he just says that Tupac, that we ready, we're ready. Now
Imagine if Tupac saw Barack, he
he'd
would.
cry. I
Yeah,
know
he would
that
cry.
because we got to remember too. Tupac was a Black Panther.
Oh yeah.
That I don't know. People will
Oh
give.
yeah.
Well, the youngsters may not
And
know.
Biggie was Jamaican.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Biggie was Jamaican,
his mom was Jamaican.
and
Yes, big, big
Biggie,
old.
yeah, he was actually he was a smart guy. He went to private
Super
school.
smart.
Like he tries to hide it, but he tries to hold that back. But he had things going for him. Actually, he wasn't just this rapper from nowhere. He had a brain. He had a head on his shoulders.
Mm.
So yeah, I think this lyric is. I mean, now people would hear it and be like, well. That
False.
doesn't, I mean, it
This is
doesn't
false.
really hit as hard, but it hit harder in the 90s when
Oh gosh.
we said it's impossible to have the black
In my
president,
own
right?
relationship, I said I
And you
never
you
thought
kept saying that, yeah.
we ever
You said it was
ever.
impossible.
I
And I
totally
looked at you, I said, this is going to change in our lifetime.
But
I
I
knew
mean, but
that.
I'm so grateful to be wrong. I'm so
You are,
grateful
right?
to be wrong. I'm so grateful for Barack because at the end of the day, he changed the face of what children think of presidents
Well,
now.
now they
Like,
know that they can
anyone
actually
can be
be it,
president.
right? They
You
didn't
little
believe it.
black and brown babies everywhere can be like, I can be president, and they really could be. Like,
Yeah, it's actually a
so
possibility now. It's not just a
so
pipe
grateful.
dream or
Yeah,
something that you say to
so
be
grateful
funny. People actually got to take you seriously now. Like, oh,
for Michelle.
you may be able to be president. So
Incredible.
that's why this is definitely a life changing lyric. The next one is by Lupe Fiasco, and it's called The Instrumental, and
Mhm.
it kind of talks about today how people are just addicted to being online and
Ah,
kind of being controlled by media.
okay.
I'm just giving a precursor to what I'm about to rap.
Okay.
So let's see, because I think I like to think of the beats before I say it. All right. So he chained himself to the box, took a lock, and then he locked it, swallowed the combination, and then forgot it. As the doctors jotted all down with their pens and pencils, the same ones that took away his voice and just left his instrumental like that. All right, I screwed up the last part, but you get the point.
You're so ridiculous.
The other parts I hit it on though. I hit those other parts. Yeah, because I don't want to screw it up, but I messed up the last instrumental part. But it's called the instrumental.
Day job, you know.
But if I want to moonlight though, then I gotta be ready. You got to stay ready.
You never get ready if you stay ready.
Yeah, see, so that's a
Absolutely.
thing. So yeah,
Yes.
this is definitely Lupe has like a lot of crazy songs with crazy lyrics that you
He's a
gotta listen to.
highly intelligent,
Yeah,
brilliant rapper.
people. I think he's one of the most underrated because he puts a lot of effort behind his lyrics. Yeah, and he likes to talk about real stuff, so that I think that's the problem. And it just goes over people's head. And like, all right, he's just doing this thing. But nah, Lupe, he's a good rapper, and you guys should listen to more of his stuff. I just thought this one was interesting because, again, it's talking about people being addicted to just media and letting it control them, and then even forgetting that they're being controlled. They think their ideas originated from their head, but what's really happening is that media is that's controlling you, the mainstream media to be exact.
So you're just coming for everyone with this one. Okay.
Oh yeah, but he's not. So the thing is, if you listen to Woke and Free, then you're not listening to the mainstream media. Yeah, you're not letting it completely affect you. You can listen to both. Yeah, because I would say you should just see what the other like see everybody's perspective. I would say so. Don't just box people out. So I listen to all different types of media and watch it. I don't discriminate. I try to look at the conservative stuff.
To consume
Yeah, like I look at the super conservative ones, the super liberal ones. I gotta get a just to see where. Yeah, I want to see what does everybody think about today's issues instead of
just one-sided.
yeah. And I hate that now people say, "Oh, I don't want to hear your viewpoint." Even like I think that's wrong. We got to hear all the other points of views. Don't just get stuck up in the one way that you know. All right, so the next lyric is by Nas, and this is New York State of Mind, and
Hey.
this is just a single line. I mean, the song is good too, but this line it always sticks with me because I never thought of this concept that way, and it's I never sleep because sleep is the cousin of death.
Oh wow!
See that? I mean, like that's so nuts to me that he came up with that. I would never even think about it like that. Yeah, it's an interesting. I don't think any. I mean, it may have been. I don't know who said that before, but that's the first time I heard of that kind of analogy. Yeah, sleep is the cousin. Sleep being the cousin of death, because it's like, wow, look how close they are, and we have to sleep every day. Are we like
nearly
are we nearly dying every day?
Step away from
what is? Yeah, I'd say it's an interesting concept.
TikTok with a comedian who was saying, "Have you ever been in bed with someone who died 4 times in the night?" Like she bed who snored. She's like,
4 times.
Like she was wishing
you can get the breathe.
Yeah, the
breathe right thing. Yeah.
But again, this is so interesting that people are connecting sleep with death. That is, I don't remember growing up with that, seeing that or hearing that connection. But
yeah, not really. But this song was made in the '90s. It is an older song.
I know. I growing up, I don't know if you. I mean, you probably heard like, "I'll sleep when I'm dead," right? Or "I'll rest when I'm dead." Type.
Yeah, I've heard that. I think that's an old phrase. Yeah. But
it's. I mean, listen, we live.
There's some connection possible.
Sleeping well, us included. We do not sleep well, and most people I know do not sleep well. It is definitely an ongoing plight. Is it intentional, non-intentional?
So, and what I think too, I think this line is trying to. So for any of these lyrics, I didn't look up like the actual. This is the meaning behind them. These are just things that I came up with. So if you go to like the Rap Genius and look up what the lyrics mean, it's going to probably say something different. But this is just an interpretation. Like we're all open to interpret lyrics how we want, right? So there might be an artist's interpretation, there might be a person's interpretation. So these are my interpretation. Yeah, I mean we could do that too. But I think when he said this is it's kind of alluding to people that are successful. They technically don't get in a lot of sleep. Yeah, they're focusing on working and doing stuff. So I think that's interesting that he put this in there that he's implying you gotta so to be successful you gotta grind and sometimes sleep is gonna have to take the back seat.
Just say night night.
Yeah. And the last one, it's the artist you mentioned, Eminem.
Yay.
And it's the song Stan. And, the Stan song is just, there's a lot going on in there. So Stan, and Stan today now, people use that term as like a crazy fan or crazy raving fan. But Eminem got this term coined from the song. This is where it comes from. I don't know if people know that, but.
I didn't know that. Cool.
Yeah. So the lyric for the song is, and in the car they found a tape, but they didn't say who it was to. Come to think about it, his name was It Was You.
Oh, yeah.
So there was a whole. This song is good because there's a whole surprise at the end. You don't know what's actually happening like throughout the song. So you first start with the Stan guy. He's like writing to Eminem. And then he's going through his life and how he feels about it. Yeah. And he's like, "Oh, you're not talking to me, Eminem." And then, he has this whole car crash thing. And then later, Eminem reads the letter. And then he says this lyric. And then he just realized, oh, wow, I got this. I just found this, and this is actually you. So it's like it's a whole twist to the song.
Yeah.
Like you don't realize it until you get to the end that Eminem was actually respond or that Eminem was talking to his this fan that ended up dying. But it
Mhm.
was, I mean, yeah,
And what's the meaning for you? Like, why is this meaningful for you?
it's meaningful to me just because of the surprise. To be honest, it's not meaningful to me
Like the
as a
philosophy,
yeah,
yes, the philosophy behind
yeah,
it
the
is love.
philosophy behind not the fan and being so obsessed with Eminem. That doesn't really I don't
That's,
that doesn't but it could move some people, you know, like how they get
yeah.
obsessed with artists and
Oh
then
yeah.
that
Oh
lets
yeah.
them overtake their life and then if the artist doesn't get back to them, oh man, you know,
And
it's the end of the
yeah,
world
yeah,
and
yeah.
they do all this
Yeah.
stuff and it's like, wait, what are you doing? Like that's I mean
Right.
that's
You're putting too much on another person.
yeah, I mean that's an under I don't relate to that, so that's not the part that like pushes on me, but the whole part at the
Hmm.
end like
The
was
surprise,
yeah, the
and like the
surprise at the
storytelling,
end,
then
the
I guess of
story,
it.
yeah,
Okay.
the story of it was so interesting
Interesting.
because there's not a lot of songs done like that to be honest.
Yeah. So then when you think of, and I love the contrast between my father and your father, Larry,
Yeah, it's
absolutely very telling for how
uh,
different we
but
are.
you know what's interesting? I almost chose Dear Mama though for
Oh,
a
yeah.
Tupac
I was
song because
thinking you
Tupac
would
has
as
a
well.
lot.
I was thinking
I
you would
almost chose
say
that because I that
I
was a
knew
close. It
as
was
a
a runner
woman
up.
for Barbie.
No, that didn't even make the top 10 of what I thought of. That didn't make the
Yeah,
top 10.
for sure. But
I was thinking of more like, I mean, a lot of my songs, well, some of them were catchy songs that I thought of.
mhm.
I was going by that. So,
Yeah, for sure. So why do you think people actually even remember like music lyrics over other things since that's the main thing we're talking about for today.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think the reason is that humans, we tend to learn better in songs over anything
Mhm.
because we're designed to actually recognize patterns.
Yep.
And as psychology today states, humans can't help but look for patterns and they
Mhm.
find structure in the information coming their way. The neocortex, the outermost layer of the brain, is
Yeah.
found only in mammals and it's responsible for humans' ability to recognize patterns. So I think it's all about the patterns because every song has a pattern. I mean,
Mhm.
there's songs that try not to have a pattern, but some people would classify that as noise,
Yeah.
right? And humans try to find we take noise and try to find patterns. So I think songs are really good at that. There's just having patterns and us recognizing that and remembering it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's a article from Penn State actually, I think like a blog that speaks to this on greater level. So that really, I mean, you spoke to that already, but I guess the only other thing I would say about this is there's a comment in that article about how music is also entertaining to humans, which, there's dopamine that gets released while we listen to music that relates to our evolution of enjoying and memorizing music. And then music, like you said, has certain repetition and rhythm that makes it the tune easier to memorize. And so even like the suggestion in the article I thought was fun around like if you want to memorize things like for a test or what something you need to remember, you can try to create a tune to it so it like just kind of lives
We
in your
saw
mind.
that too
Yeah.
on, I don't know if you remember the Netflix show, like 100 Humans or something. They were
Yes.
tasked with
Yes.
remembering
Yes.
some
Yes.
things,
Yes.
and the ones that made a song out of it, they remembered most of the whatever the object was that they had to do. I think it was numbers they had to remember,
Yes,
and
exactly.
the ones that made the song, they got the closest to
Like
completing it.
nursery rhymes, right? Like that's how children will
Yeah,
learn things if you create songs around,
yeah,
even
a
though
few
they are
songs.
creepy and weird. Uh,
Yeah, some of them have creepy
like
up
10 little
words.
monkeys jumping on the bed. One fell off and bumped his. Like now I'll never forget that song
Oh, okay. I mean,
because
yeah.
it's.
But the Rockabye Baby song is really bad because I think it was about the time when I think
Yeah.
well, it's about a baby falling to the death.
Yes.
Like it's not really a good
It's full of
song. Consider that
sing.
like a bedtime song is a little strange. Yeah. Well, how did you settle on your top songs?
Yeah, so in addition to like why we shared why they're meaningful, I would say in essence I wanted to choose lyrics that related to the following themes because these are themes that are most important in my life. So freedom, connection to my past or a feeling or emotion, definitely just emotions itself, and definitely with anything connected to love, and then motivations and memories. Those are spaces that I think are concepts that play a role role in my life, if not on a daily, weekly basis. And those are songs that, like, if I were to hear them every year, it would make me smile. It would make me think. It would bring joy to my life. And I think for me, music has been like, I don't know where I'd be in this life without music. I listen to music every single day. I have listened to music ongoingly since I don't remember a time in my life where music wasn't prominent. So I'm deeply grateful for all the artists that have made music while we were alive, the music that came before us that we can still consume, and the music that will come after us. I think music is one of the greatest forms of art that has ever been created. So that's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
why I tap in
Wow.
there. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, those are some good reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what I thought about is I thought about the lyrics that I think about often in my mind. So some of
Mm.
these lyrics just pop up, like the Nas lyric that just
Oh
pops up
yeah.
in my head
Oh yeah.
sometimes. I'm like, oh wow.
When you're up at 4 in the morning, absolutely. That makes
Yeah, see,
just
yeah,
keep telling
get away
yourself
from
sleep
sleep.
is a cousin of death.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly. That
keep moving,
helps.
keep pushing.
It helps. It helps push me through. The
Hey.
next thing is I thought about artists that just in general they have songs with deep meanings.
Mhm.
So that's why I kind of like chose the artist and then jumped into the songs and then jumped into the
Beautiful.
lyrics because though the artist like all the songs that I mentioned, they're from artists who have made some great songs that you can
Yeah.
listen to, and then a lot of those songs just in and of itself they're thought provoking.
Yeah.
The next thing is I tried to limit the lyrics to not want to ones that aren't that extreme. So I didn't go to artists like DMX because, sometimes like I can't even put most of it on here, right?
Yeah. It's a
The
little bit
some of his
too
best lines are going to be a little
yeah.
rough. Yeah, but he
Rough
has
riders
some,
always.
yeah, he has some lyrical
Oh, shout
content,
out to
but
DMX. I'm still
yeah,
rapper. Yes.
yeah, definitely. So the next thing is I wanted to make sure that the lyrics were definitely thought provoking. So
Mm,
that's how I settled on the top songs that
beautiful.
I thought about. Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? It is scenario time. Scenario one. Yonit used the Carly Rae Jepsen song "Call Me Maybe" to snag his partner, whom he considers his soulmate. They
Smart.
met while waiting for their double ristretto venti half soy non-fat decaf organic chocolate brownie iced vanilla double shot gingerbread frappuccino extra hot with foam whipped cream upside down double blended one sweet and low and one NutraSweet and ice. Do you think the song changed Yonit's life?
Nope. It sounds like that monstrosity of a drink did, though. Because what person is creating that foolishness? Yeah.
That's the longest order that you could make at Starbucks.
Is that
Yeah, that's the longest order that you could do.
no
Nothing
that
longer.
person taking that on? I know they would be having some real choice words in their mind as that person reiterated that to them. Get out of my
Yeah, just to make
face.
sure that you're like, no, you didn't get the
Yeah,
one that
don't
was on
you
there.
get
You
my
forgot
face.
the upside down.
I'll give you upside.
So
Wowzers. Yeah. I mean,
six, can you snag your soulmate if a special song plays?
I think you can have a lovely conversation with someone, and that conversation could lead into a lovely date, which could lead into several dates, which could lead into a beautiful marriage, which could lead into potential lifetime with that person, which then at that point, maybe you can declare that person as your soulmate or just said, this has been fun.
And they both ordered that drink, so isn't that not kismet?
And are they
At the
living in
same
New
time,
York and just, living on the edge? I mean, like, I just think that just because you have symmetry in your decisions doesn't automatically
the
make you
same
soulmate.
drink, you have the "Call Me Maybe" song on.
Yeah,
That's not
it just to
soulmates.
me that sounds like there are two people who are deeply neurotic. I mean, join the club, right? Like right there with you.
I don't
I'm
think
gonna
that's like
some universities
I don't think that's like a sign from the universe.
that you may need to seek help. Yeah.
Because how often does that happen? There's two people in the same coffee shop making the same order, and then that song plays. It's like
Mhm.
"Call Me Maybe." It's telling you guys you got to get together,
That's what I'm saying. It could have just maybe it's telling them to have a wonderful night together.
and that's it. Not that you're soulmates.
I don't know.
Oh wow. Okay.
I think that we're jumping a couple of steps here.
All
I
right.
think it could just
That just
be
seems so extreme to me.
it is. I mean, listen,
The
I
same
love,
exact drink. That's a
but
long
I'm
drink.
constantly told that, sometimes, in life, right, you have to like the romantic in me would want, like the 7-year-old in me would say, yes, they are soulmates. This was meant to be. But as you get older, you
I
recognize like
don't know.
there are some things that are just like, that's just a neurotic coincidence. And no, there
Oh
are no
boy.
coincidences in life. Most likely. But like again, two people that neurotic, should they be together? That's a deeper question here. There's just I don't know.
That's the
I
question.
feel like there's gonna be a lot of cleaning Saturdays and just a lot of drinking coffee and quiet.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe.
Wow.
I half and half, maybe not. We'll see. What do you think?
I think they I think they're probably right. This song it definitely changed his life because I
Mm,
think that must be a soulmate because that how could that happen? I don't
mm,
know. When the
okay.
universe has that happen, that's not a coincidence, and that
Okay.
there's more than just neuroses powering this.
Mm,
This is meant to be. You got to be with this person. And
okay.
that's what I think, and it's I think it's the
You're
soulmate.
watching too much Love on Netflix.
I imagine that there's something more here than just a song playing. So I know
So
you
Whitney
don't need to feel
Houston's
that.
song is playing in your mind when this is happening. Then yeah.
Yeah, that could
Okay.
play too. I
Okay.
mean, if that would
Beautiful.
play, if some sort of love song came on while they're
Mm.
making that order,
And what if oh gosh, what's a really disrespectful song? What if like the oh yeah, what if the song by DMX where he's talking about all the different ladies he's that
that's good.
and they under that same song. So
Well, no.
Carisha, Abisha,
So here's the thing. Watch this. If that song played and everybody in the coffee shop had those names, those are their soulmate.
everyone in the room is in each other's soul.
Everybody's a soulmate with each other. Yeah, I mean, if that's a sign, if I know everyone, if every single name comes up, because how did all those names get in the same area? That means something, but it has to really be their name. Like if you look on, it can't be a nickname even. It has to literally be
Okay.
on your birth certificate. Not full name, but just of your first name.
Yeah.
It can't be that your nickname is Keisha. Then no, that's not. But if your real name is Keisha, and I forgot all the other
I
ones. I
forgot all the
mean,
names.
man, I'd have to hear the song again.
But okay. And you're
But
sure that it's just not a sign that they're just going to be abducted, maybe,
no,
or
that's impossible.
raptured, maybe.
That's a
The rapture's
it's an
coming.
impossible thing to
Okay.
happen because the names that he lists is not even like
No, they're coming back home.
yeah, he didn't list names where it's like, of course you're gonna have everybody in that room.
Yeah.
If you literally had that, you know something's going
I
down no
think you should
matter
run
what.
immediately.
You would run. I
I
mean,
think so.
I would think that this is
Or
again
run a
because
lot. One or two.
nah, this is more than Lotto. This is you guys gotta move in together and get to know
All of
each
them.
other.
Yeah.
Everybody moving to the same place. Really, I'm just thinking that like just logically
That's why you
because
need to
it's
drink
impossible.
whiskey.
It's impossible for that to happen. So if it does happen, you
Say the
know.
rapture's coming. That's all.
Now you know if someone can do though. Like if they heard this episode, they could be like, you know what, we're gonna catch them. We're gonna all meet up. We're gonna find everybody that has these names to do this, and then we're gonna do exactly what he said and see if it works out. See if you're doing that, then you're doing the most. Yeah, you're doing the most. You didn't do the correct thing. It has to happen naturally. You can't organize this. If you cheat and organize it, because I know there's people that try stuff.
Insertion of the word cheat.
Yeah, they're cheating this. They're cheating the universe because they're trying to make it seem like the universe made it happen, but they made it happen.
And you're still saying, got to buck them off the system. This is a profound moment in
Now,
shape.
now you have so people with partners. They gather into this small coffee shop that's filled with all these other people. Like somebody with a partner would do that, but it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight having all
With
those people.
partners,
Whatever.
they happen to get coffee.
Yeah,
So
they get
I guess
coffee,
you're saying they have to just buck the system and just
but
say this is profound.
they're gonna go into a coffee shop that looks like it's overflowing with people.
Yeah.
Like people with partners, they'll do that. They wouldn't say, you know what, I'm gonna go the other way because there's too many
Have you
people in
been to
there.
major cities?
Yeah, but even that, can you
Yeah.
just wait outside on a line? Why are you just trying to stuff yourself in there? I think there's an
Gosh,
occupancy limit. No, but I don't think they went over the occupancy limit
Yes, they did.
for coffee.
Are you joking?
I don't think you can even fit in those coffee shops. That's the
Yes.
thing, even if you
Either
tried.
way, they better be careful now because
Yeah,
of
well,
what you're suggesting.
either way, my thing is hard to do then. If you even if you're going for a small coffee shop, so I don't know. I
Sounds like
mean, just don't like I said, don't try to cheat the
your
system.
coffee in your vehicle, I guess.
Yeah, you can. If you do that, that doesn't count. It has to be everybody in the same building at once.
It's intense.
But then it means something too. You would say something. You'd be like, "Yeah, that's different." You said run because
Right.
that's the concept doesn't make sense. The concept is it's different. Scenario two: Rosemary was walking down the sidewalk when someone whispered to her, Jilla Messakara, she's a pumping like a Matic. She's moving like electric. She sure got the boogie. Should she continue walking or ask what the person means?
She should take a knife out. That sounds like you are the describe going to
Take a knife out. All right.
defend yourself in your honor.
So someone's just whispering to you some good stuff. They're whispering some good stuff to you.
Well,
They whispered it wasn't a sweet nothing. It was more than that. It was something.
is a threat if I've ever heard
That's a
one.
threat. That's a threat. That's a
not threat somebody with a good time.
exactly. Exactly.
Whatever.
Exactly. See?
I do not want to have that whispered.
Oh, you can't whisper while you're walking by. If someone whispers that to you, you think there's something.
Look for a weapon.
You wouldn't want to question them like, "Hey, what did you say?
Well,
Are you sure?
I grew up
You
in
could do
Manhattan.
that."
Taught me, if you're nervous, run immediately.
So would you actually run then
Yes,
if this
I would.
happened? Oh wow.
Absolutely. Tried to whisper to me and it was not you or a friend of mine, I would start running. And even if it wasn't,
Because you have a couple. I mean, there's many options. So you could continue walking like you didn't hear the person. You can run.
Nope.
You could take out a knife.
Yeah.
You could ask them what they said.
Just run.
Now, so you're just gonna run then?
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Yes. I would run and call you and say that someone was trying to kill me. I would
But
proceed
they're
to
just trying to boogie with you.
Someone was also trying to kill
But
me.
you don't know if this is like
And
one of
they were
those.
some type of, I don't know, boogie outfit. Or
This could be a flash mob where they're all about to do the electric slide, and you're gonna run away. You don't want to be a part of it. They might want to just pull you in.
It's horrifying.
They're whispering good stuff to you, and
No.
that's what you do.
Whisper makes me think of that whisper. Remember that whisper? Don't.
Oh, the whisper song you mean? Oh, wait, do you see my out? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome funny.
That song's hilarious.
That's funny.
But no, this is horrifying. What would you do?
I mean, this is what I truly. I mean, this is what I would do, and I would advise it. I would ask what the person means, or what did they just say? Are they, excuse me? I would actually say something.
You would advise that she should still ask for
Yeah, just to make sure they said what you think they did, because I mean, you can't. It's unbelievable for someone to whisper this to you, right?
That's horrible.
It's very so. I would advise to ask just to get clarity, and then if they said they did do it, you can ask them, "Is this a flash mob?" You could continue. Yeah. Hopefully, there's more than one person around. Though, if that's just the one person, then I think you should leave the area. No, only if they were just the one person around.
You still think the person should see?
I mean, you're the one walking down the dark alley. Then that's a little
That's your
different.
fault. That someone murdered you and whispered sweet things to
If
you.
you walk down a dark alley, you're just expecting some trouble. I mean, you just got to admit it. Why are you walking down the dark alley? What did you want from there? You looking for an alley cat? I mean, what are you doing?
Maybe.
Okay, all right. I mean, well, find your alley cat and leave because you're looking for trouble walking down the alley. But on this one, it was just on a sidewalk. So it was a public sidewalk. It wasn't somewhere dark and nefarious.
Run immediately.
But for you, it's like, okay, yeah,
fear is typically
that's your
normal response.
all right. That's an interesting way to go.
Not just how I grew up in the city. It's just that I'm terrified of strangers in
Nice.
that regard, and so I just because it's just how I grew up. But be brave, but then also be careful.
Yeah, you do gotta be aware of your surroundings and kind of you gotta think about what's the best action to take.
The world
Think about the best action.
So just be careful.
Yeah.
Be strong. Be brave, but just be careful.
Yeah, because I should just put that out. I mean, sometimes that this person might not be right in their mind, so
As that
like there might be,
and then we'd like it.
yeah. It's like especially depending if you're in a big city, you got to be careful. So make good choices, is what I'll say, and trust your gut.
Yep.
Scenario 3: Shimona got the horses in the back, horse stack is attached, hat is matte black, got the boots that black to match. Riding on a horse, ha, you can whip your Porsche. Can't nobody tell her nothing. You can't tell her nothing. Is Shimona a real cowboy?
Have you lost your mind? You could ask me wild questions. I can ask you wild questions too.
It's a great question to ask.
Even give us
That is that not the story?
Flow of conversation.
Is that not the story in and of itself? She got the horses in the back.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. So you don't know what that means? All right, but she got the black boots on.
So
That doesn't
wearing the black boots is
I'm just saying this is all part of the story. She's riding on a horse. She rides on a horse, she has
I
black
don't know what
boots.
this means in information. And if this was
Oh
being
really?
whispered to me, I would be
No, this is not being whispered. This is what she's talking about herself.
and shouldn't it be cowgirl? Or well, what's the
Yeah,
idea?
no, I mean it is yeah. So Shimona is a woman,
She
a female, yeah.
no, she's not a real cowboy. Cowgirl.
Oh,
She her.
all right. I mean, okay, that was a good
Yeah.
one. To catch me on the cowboy versus cowgirl. All right, all right. That's good to know the answer to the question. So, if it was a real cowgirl, was that going to be
The
no
answer is
too?
still no because
Oh,
what's
interesting.
happening
Just because you don't know, but
here.
I
Yeah.
told you she's got horses and she's riding on them with black boots on,
Yeah, that to me is insufficient
and
information.
nobody can tell her anything.
Yeah, that I don't know what you're talking about. What's your answer?
Well, just I mean, I got to think about this critically. It's like I don't even know what a horse tack is. So if you know what that is, then I mean, you must be a cowboy.
Sense to me.
Yeah, see, we know that, right? I mean, that's a
Yes.
car. So that's the thing. I mean, we know that part, but to me, she's got to be a cowboy.
Or
I know.
cowgirl, you mean?
I mean, I think they're interchangeable, to be honest. Like a cowgirl can be called a cowboy, is what I believe.
I don't know enough about this
I know, I don't know for
space,
sure, but
unfortunately.
I
Yeah.
mean, I think they called cowboys I mean, cowgirls cowboys. I mean, I think it's just a term, to be honest. So,
Okay.
but we could say cowgirl, but either way, I think this she must be one of them because how does she know what this horse tack is? I don't know what that is. And she has black boots on.
Is this
Like
where
everything adds up.
this come from for you?
This for me, I
Yes.
mean, it's not for me. It's where it actually comes from. It comes from the Old Town Road by Lil Nas X.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, because now you have some. Now you have some. Feel
Yes.
like I don't know if you need a context or not. No,
So
he's not at all. Yeah,
yes.
not at all. Not anything
Yeah.
close.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So you said still a no for you.
Yes.
For me, it's a hard yes, just because of that one part, like the horse tack. What I still don't know what that is, and I don't want to look it up. I don't want to know what it is because I'm not a cowboy. So
Mm.
for you though, that's not enough. You're just like, well, what would it take for you to say someone's a real cowboy, cowgirl?
If the definition of a cowboy or a cowgirl is 4 or 5 factors, then I would need facts that align with that. And if those do not align, then this is not. Unless that person identifies themselves as a cowboy or cowgirl, then I have to go with whatever
Oh,
people identify
interesting.
as.
So
Like, we live in a world where
if she had
people
stated that,
autonomy, yes. If this
if
is
she had
something
stated,
that's
then you can go for.
then to answer your
Ah,
question,
interesting.
yes, because people we have to have the right
That's
and
a good
dignity
point.
to give people what they identify as. But without the self-identification and this uh, uh, if this is English, I guess I don't know what that smattering of words were.
All right, but that's a good point that the Shimona never actually mentioned being this occupation, so we don't know for sure, right? It's like a good question.
People who are what they are don't hide the ball, so they just say it outright.
Yeah, so I mean, I could be wrong, but I would just assume that Shimona was a cowboy, cowgirl, whatever we want to call it. That it's an assumption completely,
Cool.
just because of the lyrics just make me think that, right?
That is.
It said you don't know, you don't want to make the assumption. See, I make the assumption because I don't know what it is. It seems like cowboy like, like that. It just seems like that's
To
what a
me,
cowboy
you're
would
getting
do.
into a dangerous
It is
conversation.
dangerous to say it
Because
is.
we can't, we normally, as human beings, get into trouble when we assume things about people and we create narratives. Unless someone identifies as such,
That's-
we should never place boxes over people
If somebody tells
unless they
you,
identify within that box.
if someone tells you about like the chemical composition of petroleum jelly, you're not
Are
going to
they
think they're a
use
chemist.
yeah, no, what? They could a little.
Yeah, but what if they tell you about all the bonds in each of
Then
the elements?
good research.
I would assume that they're either a chemist or a chemical engineer.
That's fascinating information. How do you know this? What do you do in this world?
All right, so you were questioning.
I like to do karaoke.
You'd like see you'd believe them. No, I'd say you're just kidding. All right, okay, chemical engineer. That's what I'd say to them because they're trying to be funny. I'd say I got you, chemical
Yeah,
engineer.
exactly.
You're a chemist undercover.
You think they should go on and call you a rapper?
Hey, I never purported to be one though, so that's the whole thing.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now you know what they could. They could say maybe you are a superstar.
Hey, now I like.
They can go for that because that's a general statement
Yes,
that could be
absolutely. Human, sure.
right. Nice. Well, I mean, they don't have proof of that. I've never stated that. Right?
Yep, exactly.
Oh, exactly. So now you,
Big assumption.
no, now you've painted yourself into a corner. I never stated I was human, so can they make that assumption, or should they ask, "What is my species?"
In theory, yeah, actually.
See, they need to question.
Yeah, I mean, we aren't there in our society yet because you would be asking everyone what species you would identify with. So there is, I guess, that one assumption that we make.
We assume that if you look human, you are human.
Yeah, because there are.
So you're going to get in trouble with the robots too. And then guess what? We're going to get in trouble with the robots when they actually look like us.
Because they might be answering the question as yes.
Yeah, that's going to be a big problem. They better not, though. I'm telling them now, you better not do that, robots. That is no go.
A and G will do whatever they like.
No, you can't purport to be human if you're not. That's not right.
Again, it depends on how you define human.
See, that's
human, a derivative of human, and if a derivative of human is not human,
so if your DNA doesn't match the human genome, then there's a problem there. That's what I can buy.
What if it's made with DNA of human beings?
Then it's human, yeah. Then I want to question it.
We don't know what type of robots are coming down the pipe.
Well, yeah, if that comes, then I have no problem with that. But if you're metal machinery,
human DNA, does it have to have 50% or more? Right,
1% can't count. It's got to be at least like 30, right?
Life gets very interesting around classification and definitions. It gets very fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, it can definitely be studied.
Definitely have to get there at some point.
Yeah, there's a lot to that.
But with that, we are finally at that time again. It's coming to the end of our 303rd episode of Woke and this episode was really, really interesting. Why? Because we talked about 10 life-changing music lyrics that will blow your mind. And this, if not any of the other episodes compelled you, this one should definitely compel you to share this with your tribe because they too need to laugh. And with that,
ma'am. They should come back next week for the new WokeNFree Wednesday episode. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along the conversation, and make sure you're tuning in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday to join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
Fantastic. If folks also have ideas to submit for us to consider, you can visit our contact us page at WokeNFree.com. That's WokenFree.com. And on social media, again, please follow us, subscribe, check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokeNFree. And then all sponsorship or collaboration queries, best place to get us is on our contact us page at WokeNFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do share the episode and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokeNFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokeNFree is more than a podcast. It is a way of life. Till next time.